Yes, I
if
agree
that
with
makes sense. Because you ask most women, they don't want to be strong all the time. And I would think the sister might allude to this. They be strong because this is just something that they, if you don't have no one to give you the security, you got to make your own security your damn self.
yes, because somehow we have to survive. But when women are in survival mode for too long, they step into a masculine role, and it from my observation, it start if you're in a relationship and you're a woman and you step into your masculine role for too long, it starts to deteriorate the relationship because you start overstepping certain unconsciously stepping over certain boundaries that shouldn't be, if that makes sense.
Absolutely,
Right.
it does. It blurs the line between the feminine and the masculine. So I've heard a man say, can you let me be a man, right? Some women do have a problem of letting a man be a man because they've been filling that role for so long. So unconsciously, I can see that happening. That's a great point.
And it's not easy in America because it's not like back in the day where, you can find your man, you guys, he can work, and then you guys could have a stable family. You can stay home and watch your kids, and you know your kids are safe and educated by like your mother. It's hard times. Like it's very expensive just to have one income in the house.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What effect does black men getting killed on TV have to a black woman?
I mean, it's devastating. They're literally killing our race. Like, and we're watching it in real time. It's devastating.
So, like, subconsciously, doesn't that push you away from the black man?
I would think that it would bring us together because I don't want you to get killed. I mean, we have to find a solution to somehow still survive. It's us.
That I think like that as well. Wow, you great minds think alike. Um, Even in these protests and these marches, when these events come, they're on the front line for us, black men.
The women are in the front line on all these protests.
But see, that's another problem. There's not no roles here because I
Kadar,
don't
you
want to sound like
spoke.
that. But we should be out front leading the leading, or at least leading together.
How I see it is, it's supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying, a teamship. Like, I'm Kane, you Quang. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So when I'm not around, you know what I'm saying, you should know how to run shit just like how I would run it. You know what I'm saying? We're more of a team. You know what I'm saying? The captain and the co-captain. You feel me? Not, you know what I'm saying, somebody take the lesser role, but like how you be doing, Kareem, like how some days you be washing the dishes, you be cooking and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying, on some other days she do the same. I be feeling like it should be like that, a teamwork. You feel me?
Ted, but remember how y'all laughed at him for doing the dishes?
That was just poking fun though.
I know, but most black
I
men
know,
think
but
like
yes,
that though, dog.
most
Like
black
my
men think the
grandfather
man is
ain't
not
about to
supposed to
do
do
the
the
dishes,
cooking.
dog. He is not about to do the dishes.
But that was like different, son. Like
That's
real
that
talk.
woman's
Let's
work,
think
huh?
about it. Hold, Kadar. First thing first, Kadar. Change your mic. Your mic is muffled as hell. We can barely understand you. Second thing, let me land my plane and then, you know what I'm saying, you can go. But yeah, Stu, you got to think about it. Back in the day, that was something different, son. Like, son, I'm not about to come home from working like 14 hours and I'm taking care of all the bills and you at home ain't doing nothing but raising the kids. Like, come on now. You got to do the dishes, son. Like, you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, do that for me, you know what I'm saying? But if we 50-50 in this bitch, oh, shit, it's a done deal. Like,
Well, Ted, now sometimes the woman in the relationship is working more than the man, but you still don't get the man is playing PlayStation.
he better play PlayStation after he wash them dishes,
He ain't
bust some
trying to
nuts.
fold no clothes. He
You
ain't trying to
know,
do no. You know what I'm saying?
you
Nah,
got house husbands now. You do know that's the title, house husbands. She go out and do the work, and you stay home and clean house and all that. And
Okay,
she
cause
get off
so
work, you
so
get her car, and you come pick her up in her car and bring her home.
Kareem,
And then
so
you
we
can
do
get
know that the black woman has a better education than the black man, right?
yes.
So that means things have changed. The black woman probably got a little bit more bread than the black man. So now, are we able to reverse the
As I
roles?
said,
Can we stay at home and watch the kids? Can we do the dishes? Can we cook? Are we able to do that,
But
bro?
I have a
I
question.
do all of that.
Why aren't black men competing with black women? Why is it just black women are more educated? Why isn't it black women are more educated and this ain't gonna fly, so we're gonna have to up the ante, like we have to surpass them.
Right.
You 100% right.
Oh, she
This
said
would
something wrong. She said something wrong. We got to correct that. What you mean by a black man being in competition with a black woman? A man should never be in a competition with a woman.
No, you're absolutely right. But when he made the statement that black women are more educated than black women, so why isn't that you aren't like certain black men aren't seeking to succeed us? Like I don't
Okay,
understand like why is it just
if if
let's
we
just
gonna
flip
go down, I'm sorry, Jazz. Go ahead,
no
finish.
no it's okay. It's all right.
Now I was gonna say if we gonna go down that rabbit hole, know what I'm saying? What is education? Know
So
what I'm
like
saying?
in terms of like for example, there's a lot of black women that are nurses. That's one form of education. Or there's a lot of black people that aren't into trades anymore. And trades make a lot of money. They make
there it
decent
is.
money. So I don't understand why the narrative sometimes is okay, black women make more education. We're gonna have to stay home and wash the dishes and watch the men and watch the kids. We're gonna be stay-at-home husbands. Which if that works for you, that's fine. But I feel like that's another pit hole because statistics have shown that I mean not I'm sorry, not black men. Men in general that stay home are very unsatisfied.
But a
No
lot of
woman,
niggas,
no woman, hold on. No woman is going to respect the man that stays home to that extent.
And I would have
Why
to
should?
agree, unfortunately, cuz oh, what like what, I can't never mind. I can't put it into words, but women I feel like they're going to start to sun their men if they're home all the time with the kids
That
because they're going to
and
perceive them
that's
that in a
Miss
and
feminine
Jasmine.
sense.
Right.
We got a
I'm
lot of
not
that
saying that's
going on, right?
right. I'm not saying it's right, okay? But I feel like with the psychology of like the brains of women, it's like it's a fire waiting to happen.
okay, before I start, let me say I totally agree with you. But since we having a little conversation and a little debate, let me take the opposite side. What happened if they wasn't taught that? You know what I'm saying? Some niggas can really be feeling out here like wherever they at, that's the end all be all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some niggas just don't strive or think they can do it. They don't have that confidence. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Other men, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they be like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that, this not enough. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do something else and I gotta do something else. And then also you gotta play the fact with the social media brainwashing. Then, you know what I'm saying, with you know what I'm saying, the community brainwashing. It have a lot of niggas feel like, oh, I'm gonna go out and hustle. You know what I'm saying? When you can be making that same hustle money on somebody clock. Like, I really feel like if you not doing nothing, like, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's your fault. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to educate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if a person is willing to take care of a person like that, then, you know what I'm saying? You wish call them. You can't judge them for it. You know what I'm saying? That's how they want to rock. That's how they rock.
And you're absolutely right. If the certain like men that feel like they can't go past a certain level or this is all they can do, I mean, that's your life. You have the right to do whatever you want for your life. But for women that want men, for example, that want to be providers so that they can step into a proper role to raise their family to the best of their capabilities, you can't be mad when those women don't want the men that don't want to succeed to to higher accomplishments. Because I can't be the one always reaching to make something better, to have like a great family dynamic, and you don't want to you don't want to reach those heights too, because then I'm going to be carrying you, and then that's when the problems start. Like, we have to be a team, right? So like,
Right.
I don't mind if you're not there right now, because there's plenty of black women that will try to build men, and they always say don't do that or whatever have you. But women, we're going to do that, because especially if love is involved. If you're not willing to reach those accomplishments, then I can't rock with you. You have the right to live how you want to live.
And Ted, respectfully, what you did was just give an excuse for men to be lazy. What if they don't know how to do this and nobody taught them nothing this? As a man, you should know your role in the house. I'm sorry. Yes, they're emasculating our sons. They're feminizing our boys, whatever may have you. But this also comes from a source. If your father didn't do his job, then somebody else gonna have to do it. And
And
nine
to
times out of ten, your mother had to do both jobs. In some cases, not everybody case.
and
So
to
at
make
the
a
end of
I
comment
want to.
about the social media aspect, like, social media is a tool. You can control what you watch. So if you didn't have certain role models growing up, because a lot of black men don't, you have you have the tool to look for role models that will help your mindset. I'm sorry, I'll lay my plane.
No, I think you made a good point, and that was one of the points that I was, trying to hit home, right? And it's that, meeting that person where they are, and that spouse or that partner, believing that, yeah, you're not there yet, but I do believe, I'm gonna just say mixtape, right? I do believe your mixtape is gonna sell 1 million copies, and I see you working towards that. Yes, the money's not coming in now, but I think a lot of our women have been burnt, for lack of a better word. So that baggage is there, so they carry it into there's not a belief in our leadership skills anymore, and we've been beat down by society to the point where some of our men have given up, right? Or they even lack the inspiration to strive farther because they feel like they can't, right? So I just think that's a nexus of the problem. Do you believe in your partner? You know what I'm saying? And I believe that belief in the white woman is there to be from the black man to say she's gonna build me up, build my business up, take care of what I need, as opposed to looking at the sister who just wants the Birkin bag and the car, right? That's the perception that I believe is leading to a lot of successful black men leaning that way because of the support that they're given from that Caucasian.
well said, Chico. I must agree. Well said, right there, brother.
I agree too.
But when look at sisters, the sister can speak more so than I can. When you they have done a lot, and now let's not act like they're flawless in the situation because they play a major part in this and how they allow their kids to have interaction with their father. I'm talking about the bitter baby mothers and how they kids had to see that or their disdain for the person that they have the kids with, and now that pain gets brought to the kids. But at the end of the day, like I said, when it comes to white women, they are conditioned for a different aspect. If I raise two kids in the same household, and I tell one kid, you go grow up, you know, find someone that is give you security. Because every woman wants to be security. I know a lot of sisters want to put the cape down, but you got to have a partner to believe in it. And as much as Chico you said, meeting people where they are, you're told to meet someone that is already there. Now it takes a special kind of person to work with someone, or like you said, being burnt. Like, no, I'm not gonna go that route again. So some people can do it, other people are afraid. If you ask most women that hold everything down, I'm tired. Come take this mantle. Put me back in the right place. And I'm not talking about behind me. I believe all women either at least beside each other. Y'all do that 50-50 stuff. I do 100 over here. They want to be in place and be in their femininity. But when you asking them to do it all, and some of us do minimal, then you get this with the man's like Ted would say, like, oh, they home playing PlayStation. Dude, you feel comfortable being in that position where she's taking care of home. And that's where the flip comes in that. We're raising a generation of women to be men and men to be like what women used to be. And they're still teaching it. And what we're having these problems, and you know what the other ethnicities teaching each other? What Chico said, find where each other at and build. Find each other where y'all at and build. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started in a one room bedroom apartment, then got a little 2 bedroom apartment, had a couple of kids, boom, now we got a house, then we got a house for ownership, then we getting land. Generational wealth. Where we have the
Yep.
kids 5 years in the game, we're broke up, the kids are with me, you with somebody else, dysfunction for us. Go ahead. Somebody was trying to say something.
I would just chime in. Is that the culture again? Because in our culture, you got to have the baller ready. You got to pull up in the caddy truck. We don't have time to wait for his business to build, which could be 2 or 3 years. They're not willing to struggle for 2 or 3 years. So that goes back to this powerful culture, this gangster culture, this hip hop culture, this that's constantly fed on our feeds all day.
It's always going to be the culture. And like the sister said, social media, as much as we use it as a crutch for the problems the ills that we have, is the younger folk, the demographic that they're getting this with. See, us older people, we get the understanding that this is not how it's supposed to be. But if I'm a young boy and shit, and then you like shorty, like my shorty get the bag, and I'm at home doing my thing, I'm gonna make some chicken fries and some onion rings or something like that. He's comfortable there. And then on the flip side, like I said, we ask of what we're not required. Now I got laughed at. Oh, I'm doing dishes. And then there was a time that I wouldn't even thought about picking up a dish to do. Different time, different circumstance. So that's if you want to say my grandfather period was the manly era, and here I am at 40, I'm washing dishes in my house. If you want to call it the emasculated era, then you can call it as you like. But I believe in, as my grandmother taught me when I lived with her, no chore is defined by gender. You get the job done is the whole of the land. So I don't look at it, she's supposed to. I iron her clothes. I iron my kids' clothes. I wash my kids' clothes. I wash my clothes. I do everything that would be like, hold on. Now, if you raised in a way of thinking that that's not your position, some days I do 2 or 12 hour shift and come home and still have to cook. Because if I didn't do it, when she goes to work, we would think for her to do it. Now, is that correct? We got to eat. All I try to do is take some of the responsibilities off of her so she's not burnt out. Just like she takes responsibilities off of me so I'm not burnt out. We're in this together for the betterment of the whole. Now, if you're raised in a different dynamic where, when I get off work, my food need to be done, my bath water need to be done. After I take my shower, rub my feet down, whatever you got in your thing that works for you, it works. As long as y'all doing it together, that's the most thing. Now, I'm not saying black women don't do none of those things, but with the right Greek person, they will do. But all of my friends that have white women, that ain't even a question. They already know. So I don't know if what they cater to or whatever that is, because I'm always going to be with a black woman. That's my problem. I'm not going to go outside. I don't believe outside of race dating. If you do that, that's your business. But to see so many white women with more of our successful brothers, we can talk all day, but there's a reason for that. Maybe it's because that's when you get up the ladder, ain't that many sisters there, or there's those people like them that are a part of that crowd that goes with that upper echelon. That makes it so prevalent. But you cannot lie. There's more of them than the sisters, and more so the sisters are with them with the ground level beginnings. This is before the fame, Kevin Hart, and so many others. When you were just an average Joe like me, sisters was good enough. But once you got there, Becky got on your arm. Now we say Sabrina and Eve and a few others, but once again, I showed y'all numbers in the beginning of this. More black women are with us than us with them at the 95% clip. Only 2% of white black women date outside of the race. Two. That number is 9 for black men. So we know who's leaving us more than the other. And we're not even going to get into the passport brothers that think the black woman is not even good enough. So we got to go overseas into the Dominican Republic and the Costa Rica and Cuba and all these other places to find women to deal with. That's another aspect of the game. Like I said, black women have it harder than most because even though it's a shallow pool that they're drawing from. So when you don't see her at the top, you gotta show some respect to Savannah James or Michelle Obama because they're the lucky ones that got someone that was in that stratosphere. Because when you look around, ain't too many people in the circumference that look like them. I think we as black men have to show
Yo,
the sisters that we love them and getting back to the core basis of what I need you, you need me. We need each other. And then until we can find a place to say that we need each other, we will always be looking for love in all the wrong places. I'm Kareem the Truth. That's my point on this. And I'm going to land my plane there. Back to the stage.
what happened if they was pulling their weight though?
What do you mean? What happens if they vote was pulling their weight?
Like the Michelle Obamas and you know what I'm saying, the other ladies you named.
Oh, Savannah,
What?
many others. Ice Cube wife, Omar Epps' wife, they all black women. Denzel wife, Samuel Jackson
Steph
wife, they
Curry.
all black.
Steph Curry.
Can we
Steph
focus
Curry,
on the
Smith.
successful black families and like seek their advice rather than focusing on all the like the negative ones?
Well, absolutely. We wanted to dwell in this topic so we could look at the root causes of why that is and then begin to action out things that we can do to prevent that and make, you know, the black family structure stronger. Because at some point, the black family structure was strong and then that was infiltrated and changed and it became like we kind of like a baby daddy, baby mother society now. But there was a point where the man was in the house with the kids. At some point that changed. So yeah, I think next go around, let's highlight some successful black relationships, something like that.
Right.
Great discussion though, man. I sure appreciate everyone chiming in, man. This was 2 hours of learning. I learned something. Hope you did.
And as always, I learned something too that it can happen. We got to both put in the work. And shout out to all those that fight for that black love every day. Because I know behind it all, not what you see on social media or in real life, where you live at, and everybody's demographic. We know we love each other. It's just that we're hurt people hurt people. There's a lot of hurt black women. There's a lot of hurt black men, and sometimes those that fear don't allow us to come in to ease the pains that we both have, and we start to get into the no one's going to hurt me defense mode. And when you're in defense mode, you can't let love in. Closed fists never can be opened with love, but only if they're open they can receive anything. And hopefully in our lifetime it'll happen, or what will happen is what's going on. We'll become uh, a mixed race of people. That's another prevalent thing that's going on. Interracial couples, interracial children from both sides of the fence. That's a very prevalent thing, especially down here where I live.
Hey,
Uh,
that's going on a lot right now, man. That's going on a lot.
and I'm not against it or for it. I'm gonna say that. Like y'all know where I come from.
That shit been going on, nigga.
I don't mind it. I just don't want black people to go extinct. Eh,
They can't go extinct. So once a black person have a child with a white person, ain't that child black, right?
nah, they're mixed
Automatically,
technically because half
Here
of
we
their
no,
go.
bloodline is
that
white.
shit's not mixed.
I knew this
Get
one
the
was
mixed
coming.
word out of there. You black, nigga. Once you with a black person, you get that black in you, nigga. You black. No matter if you Chinese and black, nigga, you just black.
Wrong. You're
Yeah,
Black,
not.
but half
black
of
is
your
black.
bloodline is Caucasian.
There's no
Like, so you
Right,
have
mix.
family members that are Caucasian. You're gonna interact with the whole, like the other half of your family is comes from a whole different culture. You can't ignore
right,
that. Like, of course, society is gonna see your child as black, obviously,
right,
but in their household and how they're raised, they're half white.
right. So you're mixed or a mulatto. Nothing wrong with either term, but you're not black. They kill me in this room all the time since the saying that statement, but I am with you. You just can't just totally disregard the other side of you. They go up that one drop rule because you got one any percentage of you that's black, you're black. In that Israelite doctrine, you're what you are, whatever your father is. They would call Bob Marley a white man by using their terminology.
You can't go off of that because if you speak to mixed children all the time, they'll tell you how hard it is to be in between two cultures all the time. Like they have their own fight. I don't know anything about it, but I already know that they have their own
Right.
experience.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I, I agree.
you know we give them shit. You know we give them shit.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's it's a messed up situation. They parents.
Yeah, you as an adult probably never did it, but you as a child, you probably did. You know what I'm saying? You probably said something slick, did something, bro. You ain't just like, oh, you black and white. Oh, all right. You know what I'm saying? And nigga probably can't hoop. You probably say, oh, there go your white side. There it is.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
I'm not saying it like in a mischievous way you did it. It's just like you probably don't even know that you did it. You know what I'm saying? But you did it.
And how the family reunion gonna be? Hmm.
Yeah, the
Damn,
cookout
especially
get
if you got.
real interesting.
That's only if the white side cool. What happened to white side racist? Then you ain't gonna never be with them.
Hey, to be real, the black side always accept they mixed child though. You know what I'm saying? It's the white side that really don't, and I can say that off of experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's the actual true statement.
I got mixed cousins and shit like that. And them niggas say they black. They don't act white or none of that. They don't play in between. I don't know, man.
But do they
Cause
go
don't none of
to
them
the
claim they
white
white
side?
either.
Then it'll be different too if they grow up with a white mother and you know what I'm saying
And
the
they
dad got a
structure, Ted. Like if it'd be different if they
And,
grew up with a white mother and
and
they
their daddy went
extra
to
the
prison
money.
and just left and
Yeah.
went to a whole other state.
See, that's one of the reasons. Again, I want to be with a black man because when you date somebody out your culture, it's a whole different thing you have to think about. Cultures blending.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of shit that depends too. Cause then boom, shit go like this. Nigga go over there at 5, been by their mama the whole time. Go by their daddy. It's fucking jumping over there. They terrified. Don't want to go back. Know what I'm saying? Realize they back by the time they like 13, 14. Then want to go back, act hood, and then some shit happen in the store.
Yes, y'all.
Different say,
Where you at, Bolo?
can't. I'm just listening, bro.
I'm surprised you don't got nothing to say. But you all up in the chat though.
I'm a chat nigga now, man. I can't beat
Alright, man. I understand. You ain't qualified to stand on the stage and talk with me anyway, man.
you. That you know that.
I know I'm out of signal because I'm like going towards. I know I'm out of signal right now.
Yes, sir. Appreciate all the participation, man. Appreciate all the participation, man. That was an interesting topic.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes. Appreciate
Yeah, but I
everybody.
followed him
Appreciate
on here,
everybody.
so
We about to go to the next class. My bad, Black. What you got, Black?
Yeah, let's make a move. Let's keep it going. Let's make a move.
All
I'm with
right, bet,
y'all on
bet.
that.
Shout out to everybody.
That was a dope topic, yo. Salute to everybody coming through.
Pull up on us. Thanks, Miss Jasmine. I followed you. Follow the room. Follow the clubhouse. Anybody you resonate with on the stage. If you're new to the room, welcome to the Critical Mind.